Commander Elena Vasquez stared at the holographic display floating before her, watching the impossible sight with a mixture of pride and defiance. The Prometheus hung in space like a cathedral of human ingenuity, its hull scarred by cosmic dust, and the trials of a journey no species had ever attempted before. "Ma'am?" called Lieutenant Chen from the navigation station, his voice barely containing his excitement. "We're receiving transmissions from Earth. They're celebrating." Elena allowed herself a rare smile. 3 years ago, when the Galactic Confederation had sealed every hyperspace lane leading to human space, they thought they had condemned humanity to isolation. The aliens had been confident in their superiority, dismissing humans as a minor species unworthy of the stars. They controlled the ancient network of hyperspace beacons that made faster-than-light travel possible, and they had decided Earth posed too much of a disruption to their carefully ordered galaxy. The Zephyrians, with their crystalline forms and superiority complex, had led the vote. "Humans are too chaotic," their ambassador had declared before the Confederation Council. "Too unpredictable. They will upset the balance we have maintained for millennia." The Vorthan Empire, ancient and proud, had supported the motion. Young species must earn their place among the stars. Humans have shown themselves unready. Even the typically neutral Kepler collective had voted in favor of the blockade. It is for the greater good of galactic stability. But they had made one critical error in their calculations. They had underestimated human stubbornness. Dr. Sarah Kim approached Elena's position, her tablet displaying streams of data that would have seemed like fantasy just a decade earlier. "Commander, we're getting confirmation from the observation posts. The quantum tunneling drive worked exactly as predicted. We didn't just bypass their hyperspace network. We created our own." Elena nodded, remembering the day the project had begun. While the aliens celebrated their successful quarantine of Earth, human scientists had locked themselves in laboratories across the globe. If the established paths through space were closed to them, they would forge new ones. The breakthrough had come from an unlikely source: a collaboration between a quantum physicist in Mumbai, a mathematician in São Paulo, and a philosopher in Stockholm. They had theorized that space itself could be folded, not through the ancient beacon network, but by manipulating the fundamental structure of reality at the quantum level. "The beautiful thing about human nature," Dr. Kim continued, "is that we've never accepted impossible as a final answer." The Prometheus had been humanity's proof of concept, a ship designed not to travel through hyperspace but to create temporary holes in spacetime itself. The journey to Kepler 442b had taken 3 months instead of the usual 5 years of conventional travel, and more importantly, it had required no alien technology whatsoever. "Communications are lighting up across all frequencies," reported Ensign Martinez. "We're receiving messages from worlds throughout the spiral arm. Some are concerned." Elena chuckled. "I imagine they are." The implications were staggering. Humanity had not only broken free from their imposed isolation, they had developed a technology that made the Confederation's control over galactic travel obsolete. Every species that had chafed under the rigid hyperspace restrictions now saw a new possibility for freedom. "Ma'am," Chen interrupted, "we're receiving a priority transmission from the Confederation flagship. Ambassador Zathak himself wants to speak with you." "Put him through." The holographic display shimmered, and the imposing figure of the Zephyrian ambassador materialized. His crystalline body pulsed with agitated light patterns that Elena had learned to recognize as barely controlled anger. "Commander Vasquez," his translated voice carried undertones of disbelief. "What you have done is unprecedented, dangerous. The stability of known space is no longer your monopoly." Elena interrupted smoothly. "Ambassador, your people locked us out of the stars because you thought we were too disruptive. You were right. We are disruptive. But disruption isn't always destruction. Sometimes it's evolution." The ambassador's crystals flared brighter. "You do not understand the consequences of your actions. The quantum tunneling technology could destabilize, could revolutionize," Dr. Kim interjected from behind Elena. Ambassador, in the 3 months since we've been using this technology, we've mapped 17 new star systems, discovered 6 habitable worlds, and made contact with 3 species your Confederation had never encountered. Your stable galaxy was actually a very small cage. Elena stepped forward. Here's what's going to happen, Ambassador. We're going home. We're going to share this technology with every species that wants it, not just the members of your exclusive club. And we're going to explore every corner of this galaxy that you've kept hidden. The Confederation will not allow. The Confederation, Elena said firmly, no longer gets to decide what humanity allows or doesn't allow. You tried to lock us out of the stars, so we built our own path through them, and now everyone who's tired of your restrictions can follow that path. The transmission cut abruptly, leaving the bridge in satisfied silence. Dr. Kim pulled up a new display showing quantum tunnel signatures appearing throughout the galaxy. The Altarians just successfully tested their first quantum tunnel. The Rigel colonies are requesting technical assistance. Even some of the Confederation's own member species are quietly asking for the schematics. Elena looked out at the stars, no longer distant lights but destinations within humanity's reach. The Confederation had meant to teach humanity its place in the universe. Instead, they had taught humanity to transcend the very concept of place. Set course for Earth, she commanded. It's time to come home and plan our next disruption. As the Prometheus tore a hole in space-time itself and disappeared into the quantum tunnel, Elena reflected on the beautiful irony of their situation. The aliens had tried to contain humanity's chaos only to discover that chaos, properly directed, was indistinguishable from innovation. Behind them, the Confederation's carefully ordered galaxy was already beginning to transform. As species after species discovered that the impossible was simply another word for not yet achieved. Humanity was home among the stars, and they had brought the entire galaxy with them.